Hey, what's up everybody? This is Monkey Demon 109 bringing you my first Assassin's Creed Brotherhood multiplayer gameplay. Before we get started, I just want to apologize if you guys can hear my computer fan. Yeah, I don't know, I work on a little laptop, so when I start running all these bigger kind of programs, it starts going crazy. But anyway, so what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about how I play the game. Now, it's not really a how to play the game. You can play it however you want, but I'm going to kind of go over the basic rules and the strategies that I use. I also decided for this first video, at least, I was going to use a pretty basic setup. So you're allowed 2 abilities in each game on a specific profile set, and you unlock more abilities over time, but the 2 abilities I use is Disguise, which will change you into another avatar for just a little while, and Smoke Bomb. So Smoke Bomb, I mean, just stops everyone around you that's in the radius of the Smoke Bomb. So here, as you can see, I was using the Mercenary at first, but then I picked Disguise, and it changed me into the Priest. Now, let's talk a little bit about what we're seeing on the screen here. On the very top left corner, you have those 2 hexagons. One has the second on it, the other just has the 4 arrows. Right now they're unshaded, but sometimes they highlight red, like that. Perfect. So what the number is, the 3rd right now, that's my placement in this lobby. So I'm in 3rd place right now. The highlighted triangle, that indicates how many people are going after me right now, how many pursuers I have. Okay, so here I threw the smoke bomb thinking that the priest was going to kill me, but I was wrong. It was the courtesan. I think she changes to the executioner. Okay, but anyway, so on the top middle is the time left. I mean, kind of obviously. And this is kind of like the loading screen before you get into the actual game. On the top right, this is the character I'm looking for. So I'm looking for a character called Prowler. He has no idea that I'm going for him. That's what incognito means. If you make any kind of sudden movement around them or in their eyesight, then you become silent and discreet, then you'll have to chase them if you're too obvious for too long. When I get a new target, you'll be able to see it easier. But they have a hexagon that's pretty close to the one I have, but it highlights blue. So here I'm looking for the captain, and there's 2 highlighted triangles. That means that there's 2 people who are going after him, one of which is me. So it was just me and one other person going for the captain. Now, the overall goal in this game is to score as many points as possible and in the 10-minute time frame. And I personally only like to really play Wanted, which is pretty much a free-for-all. But there are also 2 kind of team games that you can also play. Wanted is pretty much straightforward. Just try to not die and kill as many people as possible. And sorry, I didn't even talk about the radar. The radar is on the bottom middle of my screen. What it's pretty much showing me is the direction that the person is, who I need to kill. The more of the circle that this fills up, the closer I am to the person. And right now it's not highlighted, but once it becomes highlighted, the person, or I can see the person, and they can also see me. So from then on, if I start running or sprinting or climbing or any of that while they're looking at me, they'll become more aware of who I am and that I want to kill them. And so, right, so let's kind of just go over kind of the gameplay I'm doing. Right now, I have 3 people trying to hunt me down, so I decided to put on a disguise that might be able to throw people off. Here, I'm locking onto the Prowler. Now you do that with the left bumper, or no, left trigger. You do that with left trigger on Xbox and the L2 button for PS3. What locking does is, it does a couple things for you. It puts that little lock symbol above their head, which means that even if they turn the corner from you, you'll kind of still know where they are. It starts blinking for a little bit and then will disappear if you don't make eye contact with their body quick enough. The other thing it does is, say you have a lot of people around, you if you press X, which is the kill button, and you're not locked onto somebody, you might accidentally kill somebody else. So there, I could have accidentally killed the doctor when I wanted to really kill the noble. Right, so for most of my kills, I try to go incognito, which gives you 300 points. This is as opposed to silent, which is 200, discreet, which is 50, and chasing your target, which is no extra points. And so here you can see all these guys running around me, and they have these red triangles above their head. That means that I'm completely aware of who they are and what they're trying to do, and so I need to run away and hide from them, and by hiding I have the chance to get extra points. Usually it's kind of hard to run and hide, but with this group it wasn't all that bad. As you can see, I don't have any perks or streaks on my character. It's just disguise and smoke bomb to give me kind of, you know, basic protection against these other players. And yeah, so now I know that my target can't see me because, well, now he can because the radar is highlighted. And so I'm going to try to run a little bit to get closer to him. And here I actually make a mistake. I killed the wrong one. I don't know. You can actually use that highlighted thing to kind of figure out who your target is. So say my radar is full but it's dark blue. If my target and another I guess avatar that's not actually my target comes up, I can tell who it is. Like here, see, so there's two prowlers that came up the stairs, but once the first one came, the radar all of a sudden became highlighted, so I knew it was the one on the left and in the front instead of on the right and to the back. Here I choose this group to kind of blend in with, because there's 3 of my avatar in here total now, so it's going to be harder for anyone else to be able to tell which one I am. So yeah, in general I would say don't run in this game, especially when you're close enough to your target, because you'll get, I mean, 1, you'll get less points, 2, it has a chance to give them more points, and so it doesn't, I don't know, it just doesn't really make sense. Here, there's my target in the middle, and the 2 other avatars on either side of her are the exact same thing because she used morph. I really just guessed, but usually other NPCs or non-player characters, they won't move from benches all too much, and so if you see one that gets up and starts moving around, that's probably your target. If you're still unsure, you can wait for a little bit, see if your radar still points to the person that's moving around. And here, see, I always lock onto my target just in case if something bad happens, like if I accidentally kill somebody else when I don't mean to. Here, I could tell that both the Prowler and the Blacksmith were after me because they were running. Like, you don't want to run when you're close to your target because it just, you see who they are easily. The captain wasn't running, so I didn't really know that he was after me until, you know, he killed me. So it was a good move by him. So I started running for a little bit just because I knew that my target wasn't anywhere close to me, that there wasn't any long lines of sight, so I wasn't too afraid of him spotting me and getting less points for this. I think I actually lose this target.
Contract lost.
Yeah, there we go. And so again, I choose this bench because there's another mercenary here, another character that looks like me. And I found out that Noble isn't
The match will end
someone
in
looking
1
for me.
minute.
Here, she did a good play there, where if you know that your target is within a group of people, but you're not quite sure which one it is, you can morph that whole crowd and kind of just find out which one you need to be killing. Unfortunately for her, she was super obvious, so I was able to just get up and stun her.
30
Now,
seconds remaining.
what stunning does is it'll get your pursuer off your back pretty much. So you stun them and they won't target you for at least 5 seconds or so. And it's harder to do than killing because the range for the stun is less than the range for the kill. And so here I'm just trying to climb up, and I see that red triangle on the Noble because he's trying to go and get me. So I decided, there's 10 seconds left, I'm going to just drop down and run so that he doesn't get those points, because the goal is to get as many points as possible while giving your opponents as little points as possible. See here, 65-50. You can see here I have 10 kills. The second place person has 9, but I have more than double their score, so it was obvious that it was the way I killed people. I had 9 incognito kills, which equals 2,700. They had 1, which equals 300. So it's the way you kill people that matters, not necessarily how many you kill. It's kind of a bad example because, I had the most kills in this lobby. But sometimes I have, one of the least or in the middle, but I still come out on top. And, yeah, that was kind of how I played. So see you guys later. Thanks.